In President Obama's first State of the Union address, he is expected to largely address his message to middle-class Americans, talking about the issues they care about most. Well, one group thinks more Washington and state politicians should address middle ground versus far left or far right. Steve Kearney and Martin Knott are the founders of Center Maryland, and they join us this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, so tell me a little bit more about what Center Maryland is, what it offers.
So I guess what it offers is centrist opinion. Also, we aggregate all the news from around the state from all the different media outlets, whether it be the Sun or the Gazette in Montgomery County.
Because you all think a lot of politicians tend to talk about things on the far left or the far right, but most Americans are down the middle.
Yeah, I think this morning in the papers, Senator Mac Mathias died. And so he was sort of a moderate Republican. There used to be a lot more moderate Republicans, moderate Democrats. Now, we look at Maryland, we have a case where the Democratic Party sometimes goes too far to the left, like the computer services sales tax a couple of years ago. Right. And then last year during the legislative session, you had the Republicans spending 2 weeks wanting to talk about pornography at College Park in the middle of the worst recession since the Great Depression. And we think that there's probably some more rational common ground in the center to discuss issues that are important to Maryland's economy.
And you all are focusing on Maryland. The nation is focusing on President Obama and wanting him to come more to the middle. It's a national issue. It's a state issue for you guys. You think it's happening right here all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
Common sense, is that what we've lost in politics?
There's a friend of ours wrote a piece in the Washington Post years ago, probably 5 years ago now, and it was headlined "The Common Sense Party." And it seems like both parties are kind of shouting talking points at each other rather than discussing issues. And there's an opportunity to use a little common sense.
Well, if that's what most Americans want, and if that's where most Americans are, right down the middle, how is it that the politicians have gone so far in the other directions?
Well, the incentives are there for them to go to the extremes. The way redistricting works, people are redistricted into safe districts where they don't have to communicate to people in the center. And that's been going on for 3-4 decades, and this is the result.
And your website offers a way to start getting some thought going back towards the middle, get people thinking about some other things?
Right, and essentially a platform for reasonable and practical ideas based on evidence. Are there too few outlets like that around? Is that why you all felt we need to jump in here, we need to offer something?
Yeah, we saw two opportunities. One is the opportunity for sort of a centrist pro-business perspective on the news. And the other was that with the collapse of the media, there wasn't really this, there was not a place where you can go and get a broad perspective of stories. The Sun used to do that, but they don't have a business section or a Maryland section anymore. So if you take the news from all over the state, you can recreate that.
And if we don't get back to the type of politics that you all are talking about, what's the consequence?
We won't make progress. That's the consequence. And we find that in our business lives, when we're negotiating business deals, you have to give and take a little bit. And we feel that the Republicans and the Democrats need to do a lot more of that. And when you do that, you make progress. And that's what we're all about, is progress. Progress for our state. And it's not about the politicians, it's not about personalities, it's about progress and advancing reasonable ideas. And we're hoping to be around for a lot longer than the current people that are in office are in office.
Okay. CenterMaryland.org is the website?
Yes.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, no one enjoys doing their taxes, but how you could get someone to help you prepare your tax return for free.
And the search is on for a rapist in the city. I'm Megan Gillen. Why this investigation could have more than one case. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning.